Hi everyone, Railman28 here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Railman28. Ring the bell, please. Thank you. Now, before I get down to this, the reason why I've been absent from uploading anything is because of my mental health, guys. It really wasn't good for the past few weeks. Even after I got home from EWE Battle Royale, it just went downhill, completely downhill. I had a massive anxiety attack for the very first time, and it wasn't nice, guys. Literally, it wasn't. I had to have myself checked over to make sure it wasn't anything else causing me to have rapid breathing problems, and I just could not stop. Guys, it really did hit me. And even though I had the flu on top of that, which was not good at all, I had to really let it all out because of the stresses I've had to overcome, like stresses at work sometimes, or stress at home sometimes due to family arguments, which I'm not involved in, and literally I'm not involved in, and I just couldn't help it, guys. And I didn't have the strength to do the podcast. I'm terribly sorry, guys. But luckily, let's get down to business with the Battle Royale, which was a really great event. I had to keep on drinking some fizzy drinks like Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, because I needed the energy and to keep up my chanting. And it was really nice, that event. So the first match, we had Fentos against a new bloke making his first debut, which was fantastic, and I enjoy seeing the new guy. And then he wasn't the only one there. Literally, he wasn't the only one there. And we'll get to those in a minute. So we had Fentos facing the new guy, and even though Fentos won, picked up the win, which was the result we didn't want. He was called the mathematic genius. Well, I'll get to the funny bits in a minute. So, yeah, I enjoyed the show. Then the next we had the King of Hell, Damien, versus Theodore Powers with the Shiny Army. The Powers Army, of course, coming out. We had Theodore Powers dancing, as per usual. We had Stan Powers. Then we had Bruno Powers, which is somehow his brother. I don't know, Theodore's brother. But they say we don't talk about Bruno. But literally, I've got to talk about him this rate. Now, the match went well. Literally good. Theodore did everything he could, even though he was dancing around, and he came straight to me. And I thought, and then Stan said, "Come on, clap," and I did. I clapped for them, literally. And then Theodore, I'm guessing he was nice to me after that. I don't know, but yeah, I enjoyed that. Well, I didn't mind him dancing in front of me. I'd like to see him do that again, though. And maybe when I ring announce for Yaya for his match against Theodore eventually, I'll announce for both of them. And Terence Thatcher, I would like to do that, if it's okay with you. I'll announce for both of them. And maybe I could announce for Theodore on the 23rd of February at My Bloody Valentine. That's coming up, guys. Don't forget to visit the website at designmynight.com. Don't forget to visit that, and you'll get your tickets while it lasts. £15 on the door, which I have to pay. No doubt the price will go up, but there you go. That's business for you. And I enjoy it every single time I go there. Go to the Bedford in Balham. Fantastic. So, on with the match. So, Theodore did everything he could to try and take down Damien, but Damien was much too powerful for him. Even Stan and Bruno couldn't take him down. They almost did, but almost keep kicking out. Damien does. So well done, Damien. Gotta love Damien, literally the King of Hell. He's the devil, and I even said that on the video. He is the devil. don't mess with him. Literally, don't. Anyway, for the win, Damien smashed Bruno and Stan's heads together, and Bruno, literally, I see it for myself. Bruno just left Theodore and Stan in the ring. Oh dear. And then Damien picked up the win. 1, 2, 3. It was over. And the devil wins again. It's like Theodore Powers just danced with the devil in the pale moonlight and never came back. So he just went. But I have to respect Theodore. Literally, he's in the Metropolitan Police as a community support officer, so in real life, so gotta respect him for that. So gotta respect our boys in blue and the black and white stripes, literally. So I'll see him again soon, no doubt. I'll see Theodore again soon, and I will announce for him at least. I'll ask Terence Thatcher if I could announce for this match, if Theodore ever has a match. I don't know, but I hope he does. But I like him to wrestle a former EWE light heavyweight champion. Now, there's a couple of choices, but one is unavailable. 2 are unavailable, so that's Alexander Roth. He's already booked in a match. He's got a tag match, but I'm sure he would love to take on Theodore in a singles match. So Alexander Roth has got a tag match with Big Wavy Roy Johnson against Project Mayhem, his own faction he created to see how good they are in the ring. No doubt they will be good. It'll be a good match. I'm looking forward to that on My Bloody Valentine. But I'm not getting into all that now. I'm going to get into it at for Battle Royale. So, and I did say to Theodore, wrestle a former light heavyweight champion. Because Yaya, as far as I know, Yaya's gone to Japan to train up. Theodore may have claimed he just ran to Japan to prolong him from dethroning Yaya as champion. But I wouldn't go and say that. Now, Yaya's been to Japan several times recently to train up to be a Japanese professional wrestler, no doubt. And it's fantastic. Well done, Yaya. He even defended his title at Japan. In Japan as well. Defended that title very well. That is good to hear. So, yeah. I would advise Theodore wrestle a former EWE light heavyweight champion. And Ricardo Borg can't, because he's got Jimmy Swift at My Bloody Valentine. He's got that. He's got him. So that leaves Ricardo out. Unless Ricardo's willing to wrestle 2 matches at least. But I don't think so. So the only person I can think of is William Hudson Alexander Moore. He needs a match at My Bloody Valentine, so perfect match between him and Theodore, no worries. And I'll announce for both of them. Ring announce for both William Hudson Alexander Moore, and I'll ring announce for Theodore Powers as well. So make that official, guys. I like to be a ring announcer for the evening. I'll do it for the whole evening. But also, I could do a second job as well. Be a special guest referee for the heavyweight championship match. But we'll get to that in a bit. So, Battle Royale. So, we had the EWE Heavyweight Championship on the line. We had Razor up against Basham, the Law Lewis Basham. Well, Dirty Lewis Basham, I can call him. The reason why I call him that is because I'll tell you in a minute. So, the match went on. Razor, he was shaving Lewis Basham's head, alright, literally. Giving him choke slam after choke slam. Trying to take down his legs, so Basham couldn't give him an F5, but he did anyway, and then Basham retained the title, and I even smirked and even said, "What are you smirking at?" smirking at you, Basham. That's what I was smirking at. You. Almost coming to the end of your title reign. He will come to his end of his title reign, surely. He can't hold on to it forever, like his ego. Can't hold on to it forever. So, I'm guessing he's trying to beat the record of Bullet, trying to beat it. But I don't think he will beat it. Not if Arcadius has anything to say about it. So, to the Battle Royale match. So, no. It was Alexander Roth versus Alexander Moore. William Moore. So, we got onto that for the UK Openweight Championship, which is good. Actually, the United Kingdom Championship. I like it. It was a great match. But even though, Roth picked up the win. And, of course, well, it was a nice try for William Moore. He enjoyed that. And I enjoyed that as well, funny enough. Great match, both of them. Good match. Next. I think we had a tag match, I think. Oh, I don't think so, no. No, I don't think we did, no. Did we have a tag match? A tag team match? No, I didn't think so, no. I think we did, actually. But, no, I didn't think so. But anyway, on to the next part of the show, which was the Battle Royale itself. Oh, and we had entry number 1 and entry number 2, Arcadius and Buff Broadside. Next, we had Fentos, who came out, and he couldn't get into the ring. He didn't want to. He was too much of a chicken to get in there. Call that a genius. I'll call that a chicken. That's what I call that. Spends too much time in the hen house with his hens. Spends too much time counting his chickens. And I can't believe Basham, he came out. He just came out to try and spoil everything. Literally. Then every superstar came in to start fighting and keep getting pinned and eliminated. Oh dear. Even Basham eliminated himself. Well, actually, no, not Basham. Roth eliminated himself. Literally eliminated himself. Eventually. But he didn't want anything to do with it. I don't blame him. And then we had this new guy come in called Jordan Kane. Jordan Kane, now, he's a good wrestler. He's a good talented wrestler. Don't get me wrong. He was good. But he had to deal a dirty deal with the devil. Arcadius was outside. And, well, Theodore Powers had his wet floor signs. Keep beating Arcadius down. Oh, even Basham kept beating him down, interfering in the match. Like he always does. It's no disqualification. It means anyone can get involved. And, I just did not like the way Basham was dealing with this. And, of course, he offered a double payment to Jordan Kane. And Jordan took it. He was one of them coward guys that would take a dodgy deal. Literally, that was a coward move. Literally, a dismal move. So, I'm going to be booing Jordan Kane on the 23rd. That is no joke. I'm going to be booing him because he took an extra payment from Basham's book. That is a dirty money deal. I'm sorry, Jordan, but I do like you, but what you did was foolish. Accepting a bribe from the EWE commissioner, who is a dirty commissioner. He's very dirty. Having you beat down someone he hates the most, literally, that was uncalled for. Literally uncalled for, in my view. And of course, what happens after that is an entirely different story. Literally, different story altogether. Yep, so, as I was saying earlier, completely different story altogether. Yeah, and I did not like the way Jordan Kane just took that dodgy deal from Basham. That's dirty money. Sorry, that is. Literally wrong. For taking a bribe, for beating down someone he really hates. That's more like a teacher's pet to me. Literally a teacher's pet. But I'll boo Jordan as soon as he enters the ring area. I'll just boo him just like that. Kurt Atlas, I'll cheer for him instead. And I'm sure Kurt wouldn't blame me for doing that. Well, I just hope Kurt Atlas beats Jordan Kane. And Jordan Kane deserves to lose in that match. But anyway, he got eliminated anyway in the Battle Royale. And then, of course, at the beginning when Arcadius came to save Cuban Heat, and Buff asked Arcadius for a favour, says, I know you got yourself pinned on purpose last time, but he said, but literally, please do not effing do that again. Please don't. I can fight for my own job, okay? I know you're trying to save my job, but it's my job. I decide what I want to do with it. And literally, that's what Buff Broadside actually said. That's what he said. And I don't blame him from saying that to Arcadius, give him a stern, like, talking to, like a little telling off. Say, don't do that again, please, mate. I know I love you too, he said. So, and Arcadius loves him back, saying like a dad. Literally, like a dad. And of course, Buff was the one that taught Arcadius his own finishing move. And that's the case. Now, during the Battle Royale match, we had a couple of newcomers in. We had some from UKPW, so big shout out to UKPW. I might come and do some commentating with them sometime if I'm free. Yeah, literally, I love to do that if I'm free. So, sign me up, guys. I wouldn't mind doing that when they're free to let me come and commentate for them, like in like shopping centres, like in Kent somewhere. I could do with a nice trip down to Kent. That's another time. Now, after the Battle Royale, so we had Project Mayhem in, we had Jacob Sullivan, we had Devious Danny, beating down everyone they come across. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit tired. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Project Mayhem came down to beat down anyone they came across just to win the Battle Royale. And mostly everyone got eliminated, including Theodore Powers, which pleased me the most. Liam, Leapfrog. And there was one thing, when Jay Morgan came out, Jay Morgan, one of the entourage, and he came to beat up Leapfrog in the corner where I was sitting. And this was what Jay Morgan says. Terry, this is for you. He kept beating Liam down in front of me, and I said, do you know you have tiny balls in between your legs? And he just looked at himself. I just made him look. I don't know why Leapfrog just like... I should have just got him up, like, while he was distracted, like, boom. Just knock him off. And Liam would say... Leapfrog would say, cheers, mate. Cheers. Cheers, Till. He would say, yeah. I would have done him a favour. Literally. Distract Jay Morgan while... while Leapfrog had the opportunity to knock him off. So there you go. But then both he and Fentos acting like proper chickens. Just acting like proper chickens. They were afraid to go in the ring. Even Fentos said to me, there's too many people in the ring. I said, doesn't make a blind bit of difference, mate. Just get in that blooming ring and do your damn job, I said. And obviously, and even hid under the ring, Fentos. I'd love to see Jay Morgan try that. Literally. That would be a clever move. Literally clever. Even Buff lifted up the apron and says, come on, get out of there. And I liked it when Buff was wrestling as well. So yeah, it was a good match, Battle Royale. And Arcadius had no choice but to eliminate Buff Broadside and win the Battle Royale. And there you go. And Arcadius can now face Lewis Basham for the EWE Heavyweight Championship at My Bloody Valentine. But they're gonna need a special guest referee. In my view, they're gonna need that. It'll be either Buff Broadside to get back at Basham, or I'll go in. Because during the match, Arcadius gave me a big hug, and Basham says, "No hugging the fans." Oh man, I've just had about enough of Jay Morgan and Basham taunting me. Like Basham said before, "This is for you," and Jay Morgan said, "This is for you, Terry." Literally, thinking I wanted them to beat up my friends. Literally, taunting me like that. Well, I've got news for you, Jay, and you, Basham. If you don't want me to come in that ring and get you both, then I would. And Jay Morgan, you're going to be the first person I face in my match. My first match will be me versus you. Terry the Steam Train versus Jay Morgan. Oh yeah, I would love that to happen. And Jay, not only I would beat you in my first match, I will brutalize you. Steam you alive, as Steam Train, as they say. That's how I would do it, in the ring. And Basham might be scared of that. But obviously, he would say, "I'm not scared of you. You're just nothing but a fan." Nothing but a fan, eh? Well, if I'm special guest referee in your match, Basham, prepare to be screwed. And you know, I will screw you over. And you deserve to be screwed. Just like you screwed me and Arcadius. But even though Arcadius would say, "Please mate, don't do that. It'll make me look bad." No worries. But I wouldn't mind being a special guest referee. But if Basham gets in my face while I'm reffing his match, or tries to say anything to me, I'm literally gonna fight back. Literally. And I'll even give him something courtesy from Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Stone Cold Stunner. That's what I'll give Basham. And literally, I'll love to see him try and give me an F5. As if he could lift me, that is. And he claims to be in the super heavyweights now. Oh, is he? Well, the only thing missing from him is a red judge cape and a judge wig, plus the gavel. There you go. Judge Basham. That's literally his new name now, Judge Basham. Because he is in the super heavyweights. But I don't think he'll beat Arcadius. I don't think so. I just hope Arcadius beats Basham. And Charlie Biggs comes out and says, "Lewis Basham, you're fired." And there you go. Fired from EWE as commissioner. And he'll still be a competitor. No doubt about that. And I just hope Basham just changes his character. Literally. I'm fed up with this character of his now. Literally fed up. Anyway, that was Battle Royale, guys. And I enjoyed it. And not long after Buff lost, Basham, back to the dirty Lewis Basham again, did a dirty move on Buff Broadside, saying the match was rigged in his favour. And if Buff lost, he would be gone from EWE for good, losing his job. To me, that is unfair dismissal. Literally unfair dismissal. And the law states, if Buff gets unfairly dismissed from a job, he could sue Basham for a huge amount of money. Literally. And that will leave Basham out of pocket. He would have no choice but to re-employ Buff Broadside. Same goes for Arcadius. If he lost the match, he'd be gone from EWE and never get a title shot again. And that'll be an unfair dismissal. Literally it would be. So yeah, that was the Battle Royale, guys. So My Bloody Valentine is the next show, 23rd of February at the Bedford in Balham. So please get your tickets while they last. If you have to pay £15 on the door, just pay £15 on the door, guys. Get yourself a drink. Come and sit down. Please do not get involved with the wrestlers. Please do not get physically involved, I should say. They will defend their territory, and it's a very dangerous activity, so please do not try this at home. It's very dangerous. Literally dangerous. That's Terence Thatcher's line, by the way. So I'll probably end up saying it if I ended up in the ring as the host for the night. I would definitely say that. As a safety tip first. Health and safety house rules first. like before. So big shout out to Terence Thatcher, Clive Jackson, and of course Leapfrog, Liam, and all the family in EWE and AWA in the professional wrestling industry, and BHW. Buff, I really miss you now. I miss you already now, Buff. Please come back to EWE, even just to watch matches. Have a drink with us. Be part of the EWE universe. Be part of us, Buff. We need you back. Literally. In fact, you should be commissioner again. Take over from Basham while he's wrestling. And Charlie Biggs will work alongside you. Charlie Biggs, please, please, Charlie, come back and deal with Lewis Basham. We have had enough of him. Literally had enough. Anyway, or us as the EWE universe anyway, but even though Basham has to do his job as a villain, he's the most hated person in all of professional wrestling now. The most hated character of all times, the Law Lewis Basham. But I'm sure his character will change. Probably not, but it might. You never know. I love to see the entourage turn on Basham. Fentos, Jay, turn on him. Literally, they would turn on him because they would not like what Basham is doing to them and the wrestling business. See, if he keeps bringing in new stars who would just follow him, they would literally be out of a job, Fentos and Jay. Literally out of a job and underdogs of EWE. Literally. But anyway, thanks for listening to this, guys. Also, I've been watching a video about wrestlers on the spectrum. Now, if you heard the story correctly, which I did anyway, that in AEW, Will Ospreay has autism, ADHD, etc., and dyslexia as well. So he had to have someone read out his contract. And he was glad to speak out about having autism whilst wrestling. So yeah, congrats to Will Ospreay for speaking out about it. And then Jacob Sullivan talked about it as well, having autism whilst wrestling, being diagnosed with autism when he was like 4 or 5 years old. And yeah, autistic people can become wrestlers. We are wrestling super fans, and autism is our superpower. Literally our superpower. And I like that all the way. And that's why I want to become a professional wrestler. Even though I'm in my 30s, I'm sure there's still a place for us 30s people anyway. I'm sure there's a place. I'm going to try and go to the gym, try and train up, and become a professional wrestler myself. Become Terry the Steam Train. That's what I'm going to become. And I'm not going to be a bad guy. I prefer to be a good guy. Even if I do get booed, I don't care. I just love it. Literally love it. And I'm a big super fan. So ring the bell, please. Thank you. Now, on to the Railway 200 part. Now, Railway 200, 200 years of Britain's railways. Now, Britain's railways been around for 200 years, 1825 to 2025, 200 years, literally. Now, I'm going to tell my story to Railway 200. I'm going to tag them in this one, in this video, in this podcast. Big shout out to the Railway 200 company for doing all of this for all of us railway lot. So, here we go. As a young lad, I used to like Thomas the Tank Engine. As a child, thanks to my grandmother introducing me to trains at the age possibly 4, 3, 5 years old to 6 years old, when I was diagnosed with autism when I was 6. And it basically stirred my interest in trains and railways to begin with. And I liked it. Literally, and I like music too, so I've got a bit of music interest in me. And steam trains, and I went to see steam trains when I used to go down to Devon to see steam trains down there at the Dartmouth Steam Railway, and I actually went on that, and that was my first standard gauge train I rode on by steam. And it was literally the Great Western. I had a Great Western Prairie tank, number 4555 Warrior, and the 6400 Pannier tank, number 6435. That's what I had as Asia, I think. But never mind. Yeah, so I used to love Thomas all the time. I used to listen to the stories by Ringo Starr and Michael Anglius. Yeah, I love all the classic Thomas stories. Literally good stories. And I'm glad Mattel are bringing in Thomas and Friends to Train Sim World 5. I'm glad that they're bringing that. But they could bring other steam locomotives in, as it's Railway 200. Like, they could bring in a Great Western locomotive. That would be nice, seeing a Great Western engine with chocolate and cream coaches on the West Somerset Railway. That would take the biscuit. Literally, that would be a nice cup of tea with it. There you go. So, back to my story. So, over time, in 2001, I went to the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway in 2001. In, I think it was October, I believe, I went by coach with my auntie and uncle. My aunt and uncle and all, down to the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway by coach. From London Victoria coach station down to Hythe, but unfortunately they don't go down there anymore. But luckily I went every year by coach. Now I can go by train at least. And my first experience to drive a steam locomotive was at the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway, would you believe? And the engine I drove, and she turns 100 this year, is Green Goddess. Green Goddess was the first ever little steam engine I've ever driven when I was 18 years old. When I turned 18. A couple of years later. And I always loved steam trains. Always loved them. And the guy named Clive Williams, who was one of the drivers on the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway, he was impressed the way I handled Green Goddess. And I enjoyed driving it up and down. Literally, I did. I enjoyed it. And my first ever standard gauge engine I've driven was a U-class machine, number 31806. She's a rebuilt from the River class locomotive, but I don't care. She was at the Midhants Railway, and my parents introduced me to introductory driving fire in 2012, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. Literally loved it. And since Microsoft Train Simulator came out, I always loved driving steam engines on the main line. That was my personal taste. And as I was growing up over the years, before I did all these things, I used to see steam trains pass my house all the time, because my house literally backs onto the railway line, as you guys see. And I usually see steam engines all the time when I was young, including the Venice Simplon Orient Express, the British Pullman train that keeps coming past with different locomotives. Mostly, well, first of all, I've seen Tor Valley pull the Pullmans. Then it was Clan Line. Clan Line was next. Then other locomotives followed, like Flying Scotsman, Union of South Africa. Those are my memories of the locomotives hauling the Venice Simplon or VSOE train. It was really lovely. Then Tornado in 2009, when I was came home from school, when I saw Tornado pulling the train coming past the house during the summer. I enjoyed seeing it. It was lovely. Beautiful. It was a beautiful machine. Literally, to see Tornado in 2009, when I was still at school then, and when I left school, I used to love playing video games, and then I abandoned my passion for video games for a chance to work with steam engines. It was the beginning of a lifelong love affair, even though steam was still in me and I can never let it go. Literally, it still pulls you back like a chain. And in 2013, I was still at college at the time, studying maths, English, BTEC, etc. And in 2013, I joined the Merchant Navy Locomotive Preservation Society. And since then, I enjoyed working on 35028 Clan Line. I got the DVD of the classic steam train collection of Clan Line. I thought about joining a steam society, even though my parents suggested about the Mid-Hants Railway for me to volunteer down there, but no. I like the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch much better. But then when we came to a mainline locomotive, Clan Line, it was a good idea. And my mother signed me up, and I enjoyed it. Literally enjoyed seeing Clan Line up close, getting on her footplate. But in 2012, I went to see steam locomotives. My first steam locomotive encounter, well, actually, not my first. A couple of mainline engine encounters I had Princess Elizabeth. I've seen up close Tangmere. Then Clan Line was my third, and I usually go to stations to see it. Literally, and I enjoyed seeing steam engines up close. Even all different types of engines, including Britannia, Oliver Cromwell, Bittern, Union of South Africa, of course, can't forget number 9, of course, the A4. And then, of course, eventually it came to, like, me launching a YouTube channel. And in 2014, I worked on Clan Line for a long period of time. Kept signing up to them, as of course, kept renewing my membership, because I never gave up on them. And they never gave up on me. Literally, they didn't. They're a good society to be with. I enjoyed being at Stewart's Lane, working on Clan Line, and ever since then, in 2014, I went out for my first ride behind Clan Line in the support coach, and I enjoyed it very much. And as the guys would tell you, they always loved taking me out with Clan Line, literally, and they enjoyed the videos I did with them. But pity now we can't do it now. Literally, that is a big broken heart to me, that it really is. But I really want to have a go at filming Clan Line, going round the Kent. We used to do the Surrey Hills all the time, even when Clan Line went for an overhaul in 2015. And my first YouTube video came about, I don't know, I can't remember now. My channel did launch in 2014, don't get me wrong, it did, over 10 years ago, but I didn't start uploading videos until 2015, so it's 2025 now, so that means it's 10 years since I uploaded my first YouTube video. Literally, and Clan Line was the one that kicked it off. She was, guys. She was the first engine to really kick it off, as well as the Black Fives, Britannia, etc. Yes, you name it. I'd done it all. Done them all. And then, of course, Tornado came down to Stewart's Lane, and I did the same thing I did with Clan Line, work on Tornado. And I got to know the A1 Trust, so big shout out to the A1 Steam Locomotive Trust for allowing me the experience to work on Tornado. And maybe, just maybe, if they ever visit Stewart's Lane again, I would love to work on Tornado again. Literally, I would. So, no offense to the MNLPS. No disrespect to the MNLPS, literally, because I remain loyal to the MNLPS no matter what, to Clan Line. And, yeah, ever since Tornado was stuck at York once before, Braunton came down as Lord Dowding, and I rode behind that in their support coach as well as Tornado. I enjoyed riding behind all three engines, Clan Line, Tornado, and Braunton. What types of engines could you ever wish to ride behind, eh? I've ridden also on last year, of course, in 2024, leading up to the present year, and then we were all shut down during the pandemic, and literally, I was really upset that I couldn't come and see my engine. Clan Line couldn't work on her. Literally, I thought we were all doomed due to the pandemic. Literally, I thought we were. But a year later, Clanline came back, literally, and I did Waking a Sleeping Giant audio, and of course that is still out there on the Surviving Through Story website. It's a recording, so there you go. It's no sound effects to it, but I really wish sound effects could be added to it, and I'm sure Kate from Pebble Stars could do something like that. And when I went back with Clanline, I really loved it. I really loved her. Even when she came back from her overhaul, I knew it was too long for her to be away, and I helped prepare her for her first Bournemouth Bell train after overhaul, even after my exams, literally. Even though I failed my maths level 2 exams twice, or a couple of times I failed it, but I started to stop going to college because the prices were through the roof at Kensington Chelsea College. Right through the roof. Literally through the roof. And for my mental health, steam trains really do help me. It really does. Even though on my channel has grown over the years, I've travelled to a few places, even rode on the Cathedrals Express by Steam Dreams. That's what I did. And of course, over time, I've ridden behind other locomotives at the Bluebell Railway, Giants of Steam Gala. I've ridden behind Number 9, Union of South Africa, the S15. I've seen Camelot as well. Ridden behind Camelot, Clanline, Bullet Pacifics, Britannia, Mayflower, Sir Nigel Gresley. Yeah, all of them. I'm glad I've ridden behind all of them. This year marks 200 years, and my story still carries on to this day. To loving steam with passion. And I really would like to ride in the support coach of Clanline again. I really would love to, but safety first always comes first, literally. And now, since the Mark 1 coaches have disappeared, well, not all of them disappeared completely, due to the central door locking lock, at least. Central door locking lock, but it all has to be fitted to meet modern rail safety regulations, of course. But now we're in Railway 200 years, anything is possible. Literally anything's possible. I'm not saying much about the Mark 1 door, central door locking issue. I'm not mentioning that. Even though I am mentioning it, but I'm trying to choose my words carefully here so I don't reveal anything. But it's all in Steam Railway magazine. It's all in the Green Signals page. Literally, they're talking every single moment of railway history. And of course, this year, I don't know what to expect from the MNLPS or from Clanline, but I'm sure something big is gonna come for Railway 200. Something big is coming. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my body. Something big for Railway 200 is gonna happen. Something special. Really special. And it will be good news for all the rail tour industries, I hope. There is hope. Steam trains are a sign of hope. That's a symbol of hope. That you know everything is going to be just fine. And I know it's going to be just fine in the end. Because railways do give you that sign of hope. So this is the podcast of Wrestling with Railman28 and of course Railway 200. So big shout out to EWE and Railway 200 for making this happen for this year. And I'm glad to carry on my story. And I would love to ride behind Clanline again. Around Kent, to do like a nice video around Kent. I would love to do something like that. It would soothe my soul. It would be. And my aim in the future is to become part of Clanline's support crew. I really want to be on the support crew. Really want to. I really want to. And I'm able to live up to that commitment, even though I'm at work mostly every single day when I'm working for Generate Opportunities, doing like Generate Voices, doing the mental health campaign. Literally, I'm aiming for bigger stuff for Generate Voices, and I hope eventually I get to take Generate on board a steam train, maybe at a preserved railway somewhere, maybe the Spa Valley Railway, and then we could lead up to the Bluebell. Who knows? Other railways in total. But I just love, my passion is steam trains, and that's why in wrestling I'd love to become Terry the Steam Train. That name will stick. Literally, it will stick and become a household name, possibly in EWE, and then maybe, just maybe, WWE. I would love that. To be in WWE would be fantastic. And I would love to meet some superstars. I got to know some superstars. I got to know Shayna Baszler through Twitch. Got to know any other superstar like Michen, Jessamine Duke, probably Charlie as well, Dakota Kai, Ronda Rousey, even though she's not in WWE no more, but and a retired UFC wrestler. But there you go. But thanks for listening, guys. Not thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. Expect another train sim video to come out pretty soon. Airwolf. It's on the back shoulders at the moment, but Airwolf will come with Mal Duke. Yeah, gotta do that. I literally got to get back on my feet and start doing some work, guys. So, have a nice time. Stay safe out there, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. And if you want more railway content, more Airwolf content, more wrestling content, please don't hesitate to put in the comments below. Leave a nice comment in the comment section below to let me know what you think. And I will do another podcast about WWE to find out what my thoughts are of Charlotte Flair returning to WWE. And to be honest, let me do this now. Actually. Let me do my thoughts on Charlotte Flair returning. I don't mind. Literally. I don't mind her returning to WWE. And when she said she enjoys people booing her and cheering for her, like both, that was incredible. I mean, she's letting out how she feels. I mean, I can tell she's had a bit of a mental health problem, a bit of a poor mental health issue back in her early days. Well, the days when she thought she was going to return, thought about her knee getting better. That is anxiety. It really is anxiety. That's how I can see Charlotte Flair. I can tell Ashley's story. Literally, her story with her father, Ric Flair. But that's another time, guys. So, big shout out to WWE. Big shout out to Charlotte Flair for winning the Royal Rumble. And also big shout out to Jey Uso for winning the Royal Rumble. So, yeet. Yeah, I actually did it, guys. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Yeah, yeet. See you guys very soon. Don't forget to comment, please. And make sure they're nice comments, not nasty ones. The nasty ones will be deleted. So there you go. Bye-bye, guys. Good night.